before settling in a rural community where he allegedly lived under the radar for years. His arrest, sources added, followed sustained covert operations aimed at dismantling the network responsible for the deadly church invasion that shocked the nation and drew global condemnation. It is on record that the DSS is currently 5 persons for allegedly carrying out that act of terrorism. His arrest added sustained. It is according to information. Rather, Yusuf had, after the Owo church attack, temporarily slipped into Kano before deciding to relocate to the Sleepy community in Edo State. Yusuf has since confessed to being involved in the planning and execution of the Owo church massacre. The suspect is said to have confessed to other terrorist attacks by ISWAP, including the July 2022 Suleja military barracks attack and kidnappings in Kaduna State and environs. Meanwhile, suspected Boko Haram terrorists have launched a bold and brutal offensive in Madagali local government area of Adamawa State, overrunning the towns of Shawari and Chirikinga in an attack that has forced residents to flee for their lives and left security forces struggling to contain the violence. According to local reports, heavily armed insurgents stormed Shawari in the early hours of the assault, setting buildings ablaze and driving panicked civilians into the bush. As of this update, large parts of Shawari were reportedly engulfed in flames, with villagers fleeing under fire and several people feared dead as the rampage continues. In a swift and violent sweep, the attackers also struck Kirinchinga markets, where Nigerian military troops attempted to halt the advancement. Sources say the insurgents repelled the soldiers after fierce fighting at the bustling market, forcing the troops to retreat amid intense gunfire. Eyewitnesses described chaotic scenes of smoke, gunshots, and devastation as the insurgents tightened their grip on both communities. The double assault marks a sharp escalation in Boko Haram activities in Adamawa, highlighting the increasing difficulty of military operations to contain the insurgency. Kirchinga is notably the hometown of Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri. Away from insecurity, now we'll go over to politics, where the Edo State Police Command has confirmed the attack of some hoodlums on the African Democratic Congress ADC State Secretariat in Benin City, the state capital. It stated that it also received a report about alleged gunshots at the residence of a former governor of Edo, Chief John Odige Oyegun. It said that there were reports of incidents of arrest at the ADC's political event on Wednesday, which led to a stampede at the end of the occasion shortly after the program was officially concluded and most dignitaries had departed the venue. The police disclosed in a statement by a police public relations officer, Eno Ikwedem, that no casualties were recorded. However, during the ensuing stampede, one woman sustained injuries not related to gunfire. She was promptly treated at a nearby chemist and has since been discharged. Gunmen suspected to be political thugs attacked some chieftains of the APC at the residence of the erstwhile APC National Chairman John Odige Oyegun in Benin City, Edo State. The incident was said to have occurred shortly after the chieftains returned from the ADC Secretariat, where they formally welcomed a former governorship candidate of the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, into the party. Condemning the attack, a former presidential candidate of the LP, Peter Obi, who is a chieftain of the ADC, said they will make a formal complaint. But while condemning the attack, Governor Monday Kwebolo said, though the precise motive behind this attack may not yet be fully known, he strongly believed that the ultimate objective was to discredit Edo State and undermine its reputation as one of the most peaceful states in Nigeria. The scheduled arraignment of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, over his alleged unlawful interception of the phone communication of the National Security Advisor NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, suffered a setback on Wednesday. The case could not proceed before the Federal High Court in Abuja following the failure of the Department of State Services (DSS) to produce him for trial. It should be recorded that the former governor, who was initially detained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), which is also investigating money laundering allegations against him, was later transferred to the custody of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC). While in ICPC's custody, the court gave the DSS the nod to dock him on a 3-count charge that bordered an alleged threat to national security. When the case was called up on Wednesday, the court was told that the ICPC still retained the defendant in its custody. In view of the development, trial Justice Joyce Abdulmalik adjourned the case till April 23. El-Rufai, who was governor between 2015 and 2023 and also minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) under former President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, was billed to appear before trial justice to enter his plea. The DSS had in the charge that was endorsed by a team of 5 prosecutors from the Department of State Services (DSS) led by Emmy Ernest, alleged that he committed a crime with some people who are currently on the run. It alleged the defendant admitted on February 13 during a television program that he had lied with others and unlawfully intercepted the phone communications of the NSA. The federal government has come under criticism as foreign exchange outflow for health-related travels by Nigerians surged to $549.29 million in the first 9 months of 2025, a 17.96% increase from $465.67 million in the same period of 2024. Analysts and health experts slammed the government for failing to curb medical tourism despite repeated pledges to improve local healthcare infrastructure and reduce dependence on treatment abroad. The foreign exchange refers to the personal allowance an individual can obtain from the Central Bank of Nigeria for medical travel abroad. While the CBN tracks the FX outflow, it does not monitor how the money is spent. Analysis of the CBN quarterly statistical bulletin of Quarter 3 of 2025 shows sustained growth in medical-related travel expenses. Nigerians spent $151.53 million in Q1 2025, $189.41 million in the second quarter, and $208.35 million in the third quarter, bringing the 9-month total to $549.29 million. By comparison, the same period in 2024 recorded $142.95 million, $153.67 million, and $169.04 million, respectively. The increase underscores persistent demand for healthcare abroad, particularly for critical treatments such as cardiovascular procedures and other specialized care. Experts say declining trust in local health services and systemic disruptions continue to drive Nigerians with financial means to seek treatment overseas. A recent high-profile case involving Arthur Chimamanda Adichie, who alleged medical negligence after the death of her 21-month-old son in a Lagos hospital while preparing to get treatment in the United States. Despite promises to reverse medical tourism, the figures indicate limited progress. In August 2023, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, pledged to prioritize health security and reduce outward medical travel. In April 2025, he stated Nigeria loses about $2 billion annually to medical tourism and emphasized the need to build health sovereignty. In a landmark shift for Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector, Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals will supply between 60 and 65 million liters of premium motor spirits (PMS) daily to meet national demand, effectively positioning the country for sustained fuel self-sufficiency while exporting up to 20 million liters in surplus. President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, disclosed the development in Lagos, confirming that a structured offtake agreement has been concluded with selected marketers to ensure nationwide distribution and eliminate supply instability. Nigeria's average daily petrol consumption stands at between 50 and 60 million liters. The refinery's output therefore exceeds current domestic requirements, marking a decisive break from decades of fuel import dependence and current scarcity. Under revised distribution framework endorsed by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the refinery will channel nationwide supply through major marketing companies including MRS Oil Nigeria PLC, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited Retail NNPC, 11 PLC, that Mobile Producing Nigeria, Total Energies Marketing Nigeria PLC, Rain Oil Limited, Northwest Petroleum and Gas Company Limited, Ardova PLC, Bovas and Company Limited, AA Reno Nigeria Limited, AYM Shafa Limited, Corn Oil and Masters Energy. The structured model is designed to eliminate supply bottlenecks and curb speculative practices that have historically triggered disruptions. You are currently listening to the World News at 12 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We will go straight to our analysis segment where I have Peter Anmosike, current affairs analyst. He is also an academic doctor with PhD in consulting and profit management from Brainerd University in the state of Delaware, US. He is the author of the book Abuse of Power: How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. Dr. Anmosike, it's always a pleasure. Welcome to the news.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go to our first topic for discussion, which is the assassination attempt, if you will, of some members of ADC. The Edo State Police Command have confirmed the attack, which means it's no longer a speculation. They confirmed that some hoodlums, in quotes, had attacked ADC State Secretariat in Benin City, the state capital, after a political event. Thank God there were no casualty, although the stampede, that ensued led to an injury of a woman that was treated. What's your take on that?
Well, I'm against the word that the police used, hoodlums. Understand me? These are APC supporters. Understand me? So using that word, hoodlums, is a cover-up. This is APC supporters trying to assassinate P2B and others.
But P2B was not at the event. Why?
P2B was at Oyegu's house, and there were gunshots at Oyegu's house, which they have also confirmed.
Okay.
Understand me? And there's a saying, if a witch cries in the night and a child dies in the morning, that the witch is responsible. Why I'm saying is, remember what the governor said one time ago, that before P2B enters Edo State, he has to take clearance. And if he doesn't do that, whatever happens to him,
he's on his own.
He's on his own. Understand me? So we know where all these things are coming from. We know, but they should thank their God that what they intended did not happen. They should, Obebono and his members should thank their God that what they intended that did not happen, because it would not have gone just like any other killings in the country. Understand? You have 31 governors, and you are still jittery because of one man. You have 31 governors, you have 85 senators, and you are still afraid of P2B. You are amending the constitution because of P2B. Bringing the election back to January because of P2B. So they should thank their God that what they intended did not happen. Because if an Igbo man removes his shirt, he doesn't put it back until the mission of removing that shirt is achieved. That's what everybody should know. That's what everybody should know. If an Igbo man removes his shirt, that is going to a fight, he doesn't put that shirt back until his mission is achieved. So everybody should be warned. Everybody should be warned.
The Edo State Governor Mondo Pobolo, while he's condemned the attack, said he believes that the ultimate motive was to discredit Edo State and undermine its reputation as one of the most peaceful states.
Which means ADC members staged the shooting, isn't it? Read that statement. He's not more intelligent than other people. Read that statement. That it is aimed at undermining the peacefulness of Edo State, which means it is ADC that staged the shooting, isn't it? So for me, we know what happened, and they should thank their God that what they intended to do did not happen.
Peter Obi has condemned the attack, obviously, and said he will file a formal complaint. Do you think this will yield any results? Although the police have said they will investigate the matter. That's the
I say if a witch cries in the night and the child dies in the morning, we know who killed the witch.
Yeah, but that's not exactly conclusive. They can still do investigation.
That statement that Obebono made is still fresh in our mind and will still be fresh in our mind.
I mean, it's easy for us to point the fingers at APC, but obviously deep and proper investigations need to be conducted.
For me, for Peter Obi said that he's going there to file a formal complaint. That's what he's supposed to do as a civilized human being. Understand me? But it doesn't mean that we do not know what happened and why it happened. Understand me? Do you know that somebody said if you want to enter Edo, you should be wearing Tinubu's cap? Are you aware of it? So they are just a mess. We know when a war starts, but we doesn't know how it will end. So everybody should be cautioned.
Those kind of statements, as you said, is it possible?
Was it not made?
True, it was. I can confirm.
Okay.
But unfortunately, too, it looks like it has also made Edo State a target, which it's possible that Edo State will now become a free-for-all battleground for political mayhem, just like this one.
But this is where I will advise for picking and choosing. Understand me? They should be picking who to kill and who not to kill. I read a report, APC members saying that ADC court members. So ADC is a cult. Understand? So for me,
as in ADC cult members attacked their party.
Yes. So I listened to the spokesperson of Edo State government was at VOP TV during the newspaper analysis. So I listened to him trying to defend the
incident,
the indefensible. So we know what happened. We know what happened, but they should not bite more than they can chew.
We know Edo State has been one of those states that has been battling farmers and herders clashes. Is it possible that this is just one of those unfortunate events instead of like a political assassination?
So wait, is it herders that will go to begin that to shoot at a political gathering?
I mean, it's a gathering of high-profile personalities.
So
probably there to score
herders
points.
will now come and the shooting was done by APC thugs All Progressive Congress talks. It is them that shoot them, and we know who sent them.
Now,
triumph over justice. It's just for the time.
Okay. Well, the federal government has come under criticism as foreign exchange outflow for healthcare-related travel by Nigerians surged to $594.29 million, no naira dollars, in the first 9 months of 2025. That's a 17.96% increase from $465.69 million in the same period. Now, we've talked about the decay of our healthcare system in Nigeria, and how every Nigerians that can afford it, travel abroad. Our politicians travel abroad even for the slightest of headache, to go get treated. Now the statistics are out, and which shows how much Nigerians are spending. Now, this does not include the particular amount these people spent in the hospital.
No, this is just forex.
Yeah.
Understand me?
Yeah.
But the issue is this: it's not a surprise to me. In
I
Nigeria,
mean, it's not a surprise to anyone, really, if you follow the situation in Nigeria.
the hospitals are all dead. Imagine hospitals where snake bite and scorpion bite are killing people. Understand me? So Nigeria hospitals are dead. Go and check the budget for health in 2026. In 2026, it's about 2.4 trillion. So instead of increasing the budget of 2026 on health, 2025 has more. The health budget was reduced in 2026 instead of increasing it. In other countries of the world, education and the health takes over 50% of the budget. But in Nigeria, health doesn't even take up to 15% of the budget. So for me, if you have money, go abroad and take care of yourself, because the hospitals are dead, the doctors are frustrated.
And the irony of this all is a lot of these hospitals, it's even the Nigerians that are there as the doctors and other health practitioners. That's even the irony. We have some of the best doctors in the world.
Would they treat with their bare hands? Would they treat their patients with their bare hands? So for me, I say something, and I keep on saying, until a law is made that every public office holder in Nigeria should be patronizing public institutions, this will never change. How can your health minister will have headache or running stomach and go to UK? So if the budget come or didn't come, he will not care because it doesn't concern him. Understand me? How can the children of your education minister be schooling in UK? So if ASU is on strike, it doesn't concern him. But until a law is made that public office holders in Nigeria must be using public institutions, public schools, public hospitals, things will not change.
And of course, in August 2023, the Minister of Health, Mohammed Pate, pledged to prioritize health security and reduce outward medical travel. He stated in April 2025 that Nigeria loses about $2 billion annually to medical tourism.
And what has he done since
obviously then? He has not done anything about it.
Because the health budget is, instead of going up, is coming down. Understand me? So what he made is political statement to look good before the media. And people are dying. Even people are now patronizing this AGBO and so on and so forth.
Medical practitioner. Traditional medical practitioner.
Sure. Go to hospitals if you can afford it. Doctors are now sleeping that's in their offices because they are no more seeing anybody. Health procurement is very, very expensive in Nigeria, and it's the fault of the federal government.
Well, Dr. Anosike, thank you very much for coming to us, for talking to us right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM on the news at 12. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. That's Peter Anosike, a current affairs analyst. He's also an academic doctor with PhD on consulting and profit management from Brunel University in the state of Delaware, United States. And for a quick look at what's happening outside Nigeria, Donald Trump delivered a combative State of the Union address on Tuesday night that held what he said was a Nigerian turnaround for the ages. At a time when polls suggest many in the US are dissatisfied with the current state of the nation, and with Trump's leadership of it, the president offered little hint of a change of course. Instead, with an eye on crucial midterm elections later this year, he delivered a sales pitch to the nation, patriotic rallying cry to its loyal supporters, and taunts for his political opponent. It was a speech filled with theatrical flourishes, a kind of made for the cameras moments the man who once hosted a reality television show seems to enjoy. Earlier on, he welcomed the US Olympic men's hockey team to the gallery. They held up their gold medals as Republicans chanted USA, and even Democrats stood and applauded. Later, Trump will call out military heroes, a 100-year-old World War II veteran and a Coast Guard swimmer who rescued 165 people trapped in last year's Texas flooding. The latter received the Congressional Medal of Honor and the former Legion of Merit Award for extraordinary heroism. Although his speech set a record for length, these moments quickened the pace of the evening and fit with the president's larger theme of American patriotism and accomplishment. His speech opened with familiar lines, "Our nation is back." He pointed to the rising incomes, a growing stock market, lower petrol prices, a southern border with dramatically reduced undocumented migrant crossing, and tamed inflation. The challenge for the president is that his public approval ratings are hovering around 40%, and that the American public want him to do more to address their concerns. And now to sports news. Bodo Glimt completed the greatest achievement in the Norwegian Minnows history on Tuesday by winning 2-1 at Inter Milan and reaching the last 16 of the Champions League 5-2 on aggregate, leading 3-1 from last week's first leg in the Arctic Circle. Goals in the second half from Jens Petter Hughes and Hakan Hevien stole the San Siro and set up a tie with either Manchester City or Sporting of Portugal in the next round. More than 6,000 fans traveled to Milan to watch their team continue a remarkable debut season in Europe's elite club competition. A huge number of club from a city with a population of around 50,000. There were 20,000 more people at the San Siro than live in Bodo on Tuesday night, and vast majority left disappointed after Inter, who scored late through Alessandro Bastoni, failed to mount the comeback coach Christian Chivo believed could happen. Inter's elimination was another blow for Italian football on the European stage, with all four Serie A clubs likely to be out of the Champions League come Thursday. Juventus and Atalanta trail Galatasaray and Borussia Dortmund respectively, with few giving either much of a chance of getting through ahead of their matches on Wednesday. But it was a historic night for Bodo Glimt, who have been crowned Norwegian champions in 4 of the last 6 seasons, and will be a tough test for whoever they face next month. And just before we go here again, our top stories. DSS captures 6th Owo church attacker as Boko Haram overruns Governor of Interior's hometown. Police confirm attack on ADC and ex-governor's residence. CP orders investigation. Also brought to story that El Rufai fails to appear in court. Trial put on hold until April 23. And the federal government slammed as medical tourism hits $550 million annually. On the international scene, Trump's theatrical State of the Union address offers little hint of any change in course. And in sports, Bodo Glimt sink Inter 2-1 to continue Champions League fairy tale. And that's the world. This is a tour from Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I am Solomon of FM. Do follow our social media handles at VOP903 FM. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP903 FM. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us and listening. Thank you for listening.